not see you there. I was just looking at my Yu-Gi-Oh cards because I'm about to go for a run. And running helps me relieve stress. And this gives me stress, reading all these long card effects right here. So I'm about to go on my run, and I think you guys are going to start joining me. All right. Alright, now since I've completed my run, you gotta understand why you're gonna run. Now there are 3 reasons why you run, in my opinion. One of them is for fun. If you run for fun, you're just doing it for relief. Stress relieving, either something like that. If you want to feel just alive would be another reason. There's many reasons you would want to run, and that will be very crucial for what you're gonna do while you're running. The second reason I can think of is for exercise. Exercise is something important in our lives, and running is the simplest form of exercise I can think of. It is a cardiovascular exercise, and your mileage and how long you do it for will depend on how much exercise you need for your day. If you run, you'll probably have a lot higher chance of being skinnier, more fit, stuff like that. It's great cardiovascular and very simple to perform. And the third reason why is basically to get faster / competition. If you have competition, that is the most complicated reason. If you just want to get a faster whatever distance time, 100 meter to like marathons, then your mileage and stuff like that is gonna be a lot further off. Once you decide your purpose for running, you have to decide what you're gonna run and how fast you're gonna do it. My recommendation for this is get a watch. I like to use the Garmin watch, as you can see. You want to watch pretty much universally for all runners. You want to watch that tracks time, pace, and distance. If you can get all 3 in that, there's no other reason why you need a watch besides for menial stuff like heart rate, cadence, but those aren't as important as other things like pace, time, and distance. So if you are running for fun, that you really just run until you feel like you don't want to. There's no time nor distance that matters when you're doing this. If you are running for exercise, then that is up to you. How many calories you want to burn, how many the heart rate will be, and stuff like that. If you are running for competition, that's when you get more complicated. Now, there are 3 types of styles. One of them would be distance, run for distance, or run for time, run for intensity, and those are your 3. Now, you can do this easily, and for some of them you can combine, like time and intensity, distance and intensity. You can't really include time and distance because that's all dependent. So for an easy run, I would recommend would be, if you're doing for competition, 3 to 5 miles. If you're going for time, 20 minutes to 30 minutes. And if you're going for intensity, if you can talk / easy, you can do that. Or if you want to go medium, that would be fine. If you're going for a medium run, and for distance, I would go for 5 to 6, maybe 7 if you feel a little risky. For intensity, I go at a medium pace. For time, I'd go for about 40 to 50 minutes. And then for long runs, I'd say go either about 10 miles plus. And then for time, I'd say about an hour. And then for intensity, I'd say easy. And then if you're going for a hard run, I'd say go for about 1 mile to 2 miles or like 10 minutes, around there. And then I'd go for a really hard pace that you can't keep for too long. If you want to go for a semi-hard, you want to go for about 3 miles or about 20 minutes at a to semi-hard pace. If you're going for just an endurance run, I'd go for 10 miles, 10 plus miles, or like an hour plus or like a medium to hard pace, just to see how long you can go for. And those would probably be the types of runs I would do if you're just looking into it. There are a lot of fancy lingo you can use. I can think of tons: tempo, critical velocity, long run, marathon, half marathon, stuff like that. Tempo intervals, interval training, fartleks. There's tons and tons of different lingo you can use. But I'm just gonna go very basic words, and those are the very crucial elements you can do if you're competing for competition. Last thing for this first episode that we're going to do is what you need to wear. Running is the easiest sport in the world, but you need no money to do it because we are biologically born to run. Well, kinda. When we see threats, we're biologically born to run. But at a basic level, all you need is your feet. If you don't have feet, you go to a different challenge, sorry buddy. But if you do have feet, discuss what you need to wear. Now it's all going to be temperature and terrain based. Now for most of us, we live on a terrain that will either be pretty flat, there's not much in the way. There could be some snow, could be a huge drought, some rain, but that's generally fine. We don't live in like the Sahara Desert or something like that, or a tropical forest. You don't need much. So we're going to do it solely on temperature, and I'll mention some terrain based. Now, here's what we do for temperature. If it's like above 80 degrees, that would be a time where I would just put as little clothes as possible to run. Shoes, shorts, shirt. Make sure you have something like a ice pack or something, a lot of water. You need to cool down because you will heat up really fast when you run. You want to cool down a lot when it's above there. But if it's like below that, we'll go to our next temperature, 70. If it's about 70 to 50, then you could wear what I would say is a t-shirt, shorts, and shoes. I think if you're warm-blooded like me, where I'm just naturally a lot warmer, you'll be able to run this because you'll just naturally heat up. And you don't have to worry about much at all. You just have to worry about what you are doing. Next, what you have to do is if you're 50 or below, I would start recommending a long sleeve shirt or pants. This could be anything. If you're female, tights / leggings would work. If you're male, there's such things as running tights / like running leggings. I just recommend putting shorts over that, you guys. I'd start wearing stuff like that, maybe a long sleeve shirt, but I'd say this would be around 40 temperature. If it's like below 40, I'd wear a full-on sweatshirt, either a long sleeve shirt or short sleeve shirt, and pants. And if it's like about 20 to 10 degrees, usually it'll be snowing as well, so I recommend wearing a hat and gloves. Now you can always take this off as you run, because I always experience where I run, you get really hot with the hat or gloves on, but I recommend having pockets. Pockets are pretty crucial. And if you're going to track your run, again, the Garmin watch would be very useful. But another thing that'd be very useful is have a phone. There are many apps that can track your run. I'll probably just say for now, you could use an app called Strava. That's what I use. It can manually track your run. It might not be the most accurate as a watch, but you can still track your run and it still will be fine. If you have a timer, that's like the bare minimum, I'd say. If you don't want to spend a lot of money on this pace, stuff like that, just have a timer and just try to go things by feel. Now again, these temperatures and this clothing will all depend on your body type, and that's something for you to figure out, but this I'd say is more of a general suggestion. Like, if this is how you want to run, just follow these. So once we discovered all three of those categories of what you're going to do, we can start actually running. And this will be the conclusion of our first episode. As a wise crossing guard once said, since I ran today, I can have some chocolate. Goodbye.